Welcome to Football Friday Night. Welcome to Week 6 of the high school football season. I'm Adam Solomon. He's Tony Quach. Dwayne Scott will join us in a little bit. Tonight, though, we start in the Toledo City League.
Lima Senior is at Spartan Stadium. The Warrior Polar Bears make the trip down from the Glass City.
Now, Lima Senior, they had a bounce-back win against Rogers a week ago. And this is just the second home game of the season for the Spartans. Woodward, meanwhile, they come in at 1-4 on the year. First quarter we go. Janias Hall goes right to work. Shotgun snap goes to the corner, right to Jeff Williams, a 7-0 lead. Spartans with onside kick, so they get it right back, and they get right back to it. Hall goes to his left this time around. A little behind Jalen Webster, but look at the senior get up to make the catch. 14-0, Lima Senior still in the first. The offense is humming at this point. Hall to Caden Taylor on the short pass, reads his blockers, and does the rest for the 40-yard touchdown. It's 21-0. The defense came to play as well. Woodward is looking for anything at this point, but all they find is Jaden Jones for the INT. Ensuing drive for the home team. Hall, he'll hit Webster, who will make a just great initial juke here right after he catches the ball. A little stiff arm, a little lunge into the end zone. Lima Senior is 4-2 with the blowout win on homecoming, 63-6.
The Philly Trojans are at home. They're taking on the Clay Eagles. After dropping their season opener, the Trojans have won 4 straight games without the score their opponents 128-28 in that span. They pick things up in the second half. Trojans have a 14-0 lead. Miles Bailey hands it off to Amir Williams. The junior picks up a first down and more. That's a touchdown for the home team, and Finley now leads 21-0. Then in the fourth quarter, the Trojans add more. This time, Bailey decides to show off his arm. It's Carter Emke on the receiving end. The junior is heading into the end zone. Finley picks up their 5th win in a row. Final score is 35-0.
Carter. To the Western Buckeye League we go. 4-1 Bath, 3-2 Elida. Now, last season, this game was one of the highest scoring games of the year, a 62-56 Bath win. We'll start this one in the third, though. Bath looking to convert on 4th down. Zach Welsh wants to go deep, and he will. He finds Micah Hale in front of the defenders. That puts them at the 5-yard line, which helps set up this play. Bath crowds the line, but decides to go to the outside, and Hale will drive it in for the score. 28-10 Wildcats. Elida's looking to answer at this point. The Bulldogs, the backfield, look at him, a little do-si-do back there, we'll call it. Wide receiver Cameron Kaufman takes the snap, runs to his right. He finds the end zone. It's 28-17, but back come the Wildcats. The handoff goes to Hale. He will leap over some bodies and find his way to another score. Bath's now up 18, and they find themselves back in scoring position. Another handoff to none other than Mikey Hale. Shout out to the O-line there for that hole. Hale walks in untouched. Bath wins 42-17. Hale finished with 5 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving.
The OG Titans are still searching for their first win of the season. Meanwhile, the St. Mary's Rough Riders are trying to get back to 500. Each team has won 5 of the last 10 head-to-head meetings. The Riders are up 7-3 at the break. So in the third, Taylor Schmidt breaks through the defense. Can he go all the way?
Yep.
No, wait, no, yeah.
Oh, he did.
Nope.
Wait.
He got stopped at the 1-yard line.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but on the very next play, Aiden Meyerding decides to take it himself. The senior breaks the plane. Road team now leads 14-3 after the PAT. Then in the fourth, St. Mary's added on with this 43-yard field goal by Brady Triplett. Rough Riders win 17-3.
WBL scoreboard we go. The Salina Bulldogs double up Kenton, who scored 35 points themselves, 70 points for the Bulldogs. Shawnee stays at 1 game back of Wapak with a 34-14 win over Defiance. Wapak and Shawnee meet up next week, by the way. Elsewhere, Wapak stays undefeated on the season, a 42-28 win. They were at Van Wert. All right, it's time for our first break. Coming up, we turn our attention to the BBC and the MAC. Top of the standing matchups in both, including Marion Local. That's straight ahead on Football Friday Night.
I'm Dakota Mathias. You're watching Football Friday Night.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night. We now turn our attention to the Blanchard Valley Conference, Tony.
Liberty Benton and Arlington. The top 2 defenses in the BBC collide in our Spotlight Game of the Week.
Tonight's Football Friday Night Spotlight Game is brought to you by Norada Lanes.
The Red Devils attempt to snap a 2-game slide against the Eagles. However, it's Liberty Benton who has the upper hand. The Eagles have won 20 of the last 21 meetings versus Arlington. In the first quarter, Connor Barbara fakes the handoff. Well, he fooled me right there, but there's no fooling around on this play. Connor finds his older brother, CJ Barbara. He stays inbounds, and that's a 34-yard touchdown score for the Eagles. Liberty Benton leads 7-0. The Red Devils respond immediately. Trenton Haycock drops back, and it's Lucas McElroy who makes the catch. The senior breaks away from both defenders. Arlington ties the game up at 7 after the 62-yard touchdown.
Play of the week nominee.
Possibly. We're still in the first. LB decides to take to the skies, but check out Aiden Cavaney. The senior comes up with the INT, and the Red Devils take over. But they wouldn't get far. On 3rd and 9, it's CJ Barber coming in for the big-time sack. A loss of 3 on the play, and the Red Devils are forced to punt. All right, later in the quarter, Connor Barbara decides to keep it himself. That's a 24-yard run by the junior, and LB goes back in front. It's now 14-7. Let's move ahead to the second quarter. The Eagles continue to push forward. Connor takes a snap and takes over yet again. Another touchdown run by the junior. The Eagles roll to a 56-13 win.
All right, staying in the BVC, Arcadia is at War Memorial Stadium taking on Ada. Both teams are coming off losses and are trying to play their way into the playoff picture. Now, this one was all Bulldogs all night. Bite but bark to back it up, starting with a pair of nice carries from Colton Dysert. The first one here picking up big yardage after he slips a defender. He is eventually brought down, but he would cap off the drive with his 3-yard touchdown. Ada's first score of the second half puts the Bulldogs up 28-0. Later in the third quarter on 3rd and 12, Blake Zolaz connects for a 35-yard pass to Aiden Brown down the field. That would set up another scoring drive for the Bulldogs, and they would finish it off in the fourth quarter with this laser from Zolaz to T.J. Griffith, who keeps the clock running for the remainder of the game. Ada, a shutout winner, 35-0. Meanwhile, Lipstick is atop the BVC with Liberty Bend at 5-0. Vikings are second in the computer ratings in Region 26, while Riverdale's looking for their first win of the season. Lipstick sets the tone by returning the opening kickoff. Trevor Stuber cuts through traffic before eventually breaking free, and he has nothing but grass in front of him. He'll find pay dirt. The Vikings, as he goes down the sidelines, beats out this last guy. The Vikings go up 7-0. Just like that. A little over 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Now Vikings threatening again. Mark Kirkendall picks up the low snap, gets it to Marquise Williams. He crosses the goal line, 13-0 after the missed PAT. Later, Williams takes the handoff this time around. Up the gut he goes, and Lipstick stays undefeated. 40-0, your final score. All right, rounding out the BBC, Pandora Gaboa dominates Elmwood 45-8, while Van Buren is just too much for Macomb, a 35-14 final score there. Three Rivers Conference we go. Lehman Catholic stays perfect, 44-14 over Milton Union, while Riverside is a 5-point winner over Bethel, 21-16. Now we welcome in our Dwayne Scott.
Thanks, Adam. Despite showing some cracks in their armor this season, Marion Local still continues to win no matter what. But tonight, the Flyers have a new challenger stepping up to the plate. The 4-1 Versailles Tigers, who look to pull off the upset.
DJ Khaled.
Yes, sir. Over to Booster Stadium with Marion Local eyeing their 70th straight win. Robert Versailles is looking to accomplish something that they haven't done in 13 years, beat Marion Local. And so far, so good for Versailles as they will enter the third quarter with a 13-7 lead. And adding to that lead is Ethan Wilker's 1-yard touchdown on a QB sneak to put Versailles up 19-7 after a 2-point conversion fail. As whispers of an upset begin to creep into the stadium. But Marion Local responds fast on their ensuing possession. Andrew Schmackers takes a pitch, and the junior bounces it outside. The Flyer goes untouched all the way to around the 20-yard line on the explosive play from scrimmage. That play will set up this rushing touchdown by Ben Meyer to make it a 19-14 game. Guys, Marion Local still hanging around as we move ahead.
Another good one.
Both teams trading possessions. Marion Local have the ball back with under 4 minutes to go, guys. 4th and 5 on the 9-yard line. Gotta have it. Brennan Hess drops back and finds Braden Mesher in the corner for the go-ahead touchdown. 20-19 the score is now after the unsuccessful 2-point conversion, with Marion Local taking the first lead for the first time in the game. And on Versailles' final drive of the game, Ethan Wilker looking, but he throws into the hands of Derek Napke. And that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. 70 in a row for Marion Local as they escape tonight in a thriller. The final score, 20-19.
Another test they passed, unbelievable.
Staying in the Midwest Athletic Conference, 4-1 St. Henry on the road facing off against Minster. Last year, the Wildcats won this matchup 12-7 in a low-scoring affair. On St. Mary's opening drive, Charlie Whirling connects with Braden Heath for the 37-yard pitch and catch for the touchdown to give the Redskins the opening 6-0 lead after the failed 2-point conversion. Moving ahead, the second quarter, St. Henry now 9-0, make that 16-0 after Whirling keeps it on the 1-inch line for the score. And how about another one for the senior quarterback? as this was all St. Henry from start to finish as the Redskins cruised to a 45-0 victory.
Minster ranked? Sheesh. Around the MAC scoreboard we go. Anna is a shutout winner over Delphi St. John's, 42-0. Coldwater puts on another show to the tune of a 63-19 win. They beat Parkway tonight. Fort Recovery is a winner over New Bremen, 20-13. The Cardinals all of a sudden have lost 2 straight after that 4-0 start and close game. Well, early that game was close with Marion Local. Oh, yeah. All right, it's time for our final break. Coming up, we go to the NWC and NWCC and a heavyweight matchup between 2 undefeateds, Patrick Henry and Liberty Center.
You're watching Football Friday Night!
Welcome back to Football Friday Night. Let's turn to the Northwest Conference, starting off in Putnam County.
That's right, Adam. Allen East meets Columbus Grove. The Bulldogs are 2-0 in league play. They look to reach the 500 mark for the first time this season. Meanwhile, Allen East is still searching for their first conference win. But the Bulldogs came in hungry. Trevin Baxter takes the pitch. He sees a lot of green to the outside, gives the defender a little nudge as he crosses the goal line. It's 7-0 Bulldogs. Now it's the Mustangs' turn. Keegan Jones will drop back. He launches one as he gets hit. He puts it on the money for Cam Smith in the end zone. Mustangs tie the game up at 7. Goes all red from here on out. Landon Best shows he can throw the deep ball too. He finds Gavin Barraza in stride. That's another touchdown for Grove. They lead 14-7. Now Best wants one for himself. Grove calls for the QB run, and Best finds an opening. He will make it into the end zone. Bulldogs now lead 21-7. And how about another long shot for the road? Best sees a high snap. He sees Baxter turning on the Jets, and Best does what he does best. He puts it right in the breadbasket, and Baxter does the rest. A 74-yard touchdown from the senior pair. Grove will take this one 44-7.
Let's look at some more NWC scores. Crestview shuts out Jefferson, 35-0 is your final. Fort Laramie, a winner over Spencerville, 37-14. And tomorrow, of course, that big final game in the NWC, Bluffton at LCC, 5-0 against 5-0, a 6 o'clock start time. Green Meadows Conference, speaking of 5-0 against 5-0, Paulding beat Fairview 36-31. They take the top spot in the GMC. Wayne Trace tops Hicksville 54-21. Ayersville can't quite keep up with Edgerton 48-27. Dwayne.
All right, shifting gears to the Northwest Central Conference. The Ridgedale Rockets are looking to snap their 5-game losing streak tonight against the harder Northern Polar Bears. After a rough first quarter for both teams, the Rockets take the momentum after this tip pass into the hands of Michael Dees, carrying the defenders across the field, where he's eventually brought down. That leads to this 13-yard receiving touchdown between quarterback Lincoln Kramer to Brody Foltz, putting the Rockets up 7-0. Then later on, Michael Dees doing it on the offensive side this time with a pair of nice runs, using his size to his advantage, lowering the shore to get an extra few yards on the play.
Oh, my gosh.
He sets himself up nicely for a rushing touchdown to bring the score to 14-0, which will be the final score and the end of the Ridgedale losing streak. Ridgedale beats Harder Northern 14-0. And looking at some other scores from the NWCC, North Baltimore is a dominant performance tonight against Perry, 54-7. Waynesville Goshen beats Corey Rawson in a one-score game tonight, 14-6. Upper Saddle Valley escapes with a win against Ridgemont, 36-34 in an overtime classic. And the Buckeye Central Conference, Bellefontaine tops Kenton Ridge, 23-21. Indian Lake wins 17-14 over North Union, wrapping up with Ben Logan losing to Graham Local, 26-21.
All right, last but not least, 5-0 Patrick Henry, 5-0 Liberty Center, the 2 top teams in the Northwest Ohio Athletic League. Start of the third and long. Thomas Moeller follows the convoy for a big 25-yard run to keep the drive alive. The Liberty Center, 4th and goal now. Garrison Cruz, he'll take the toss. He'll find the end zone. Tigers, they're up 27-0 right now. Patrick Henry, though, looking for some sort of answer. Cal Schrader on the direct snap, punches it in. Patriots, though, trail 27-6, and they go on to lose. Final score 35-6. Major League Baseball, you know we had to touch on it. Reds are a winner over the Brewers 3-1. Mets fell to the Marlins 6-2, so we are tied up once again, 82 and 78 each. Reds, of course, hold that tiebreaker for the final wild card spot. Guardians lost to the Rangers 7-3. Tigers fell to the Red Sox 4-3. Those two are tied at 86 and 74 overall, with the Guardians holding the tiebreaker here for the AL Central with just 2 games to play. And that will do it for Football Friday night. I mentioned it earlier. Both 5-0 Bluffton travels to 5-0 Lima Central Catholic Saturday night, 6 o'clock. We'll, of course, have full coverage. Ohio State at Washington at 3:30. Highlights there as well. Tony and Dwayne will have you covered. We will see you next week for more Football Friday night.